Casey's electrical accident. So after I worked at McDonald's, then I worked for IPBH in Ogden for the Wades down there at Intermountain Precision Built Homes. Came back from my mission, and I was working for Wadman Company, I was their head, guy that would pick up their stuff, their labor, just their labor that would pick up stuff, fill up the dump truck, take it to the dumps, whatever they needed me to do. I just did odd jobs for Wadman's. And anyway, during that time when I was slow, I would walk up on to the different subcontractors and ask them, hey, do you want me to help you with anything? I'm not doing anything right now, but I can help you pick up stuff, or I can help you build this or that. Just give them a hand, because I was searching and I was trying to find out what I would like to do, what occupation that would sort of fit me. I remember talking to the guys that caulked the glass in the windows, and the caulk the glass and the frames when they put the frames in on the brick. So they were caulkers. They were professional caulkers. And then I remember talking with, a framer. And then I went up on the roof one time and asked this guy, hey, you want some help up here? And he put me to work for 3 or 4 hours. And at the end of that time, he says, do you want full-time or part-time work? And I says, what? What are you talking about? His name was Don, a really nice man. But anyway, Don says, you can have a full-time or part-time job with me. I said, no, I don't want either. I just came to help you because I was slow with what I was doing. I wanted to help you with your job. Anyway, it was really nice. He says, anytime you want a job, you come and you ask me. Here's my number. You call me next year if you ever, or anytime you need a job, and I'll hire you. Well, anyway, I called him in the spring and says, hey, I'd like to roof for you. He says, okay, well, we're not quite busy yet. Anyway, so eventually they got busy. He hired me for a while. And we did a few jobs, when I was not in school and stuff. I would work with him and I would help him try to make, I think he paid me $6 an hour is what it was, $6 an hour. And I worked hard for him, but he had this big, huge rut on his head, just a big chunk taken out of his head. And his hands had big scars on them. And anyway, come to find out, he had gotten too close to an electrical wire, 3 or 4 feet away from electrical wire that was bad on the roof, and that electricity came over and it went down his body to his feet, came back out. Well, I'm sorry, he actually he bumped it with his head. I think he bumped that electrical with his head, and it just made a big rut in his head, big chunk coming out of his head, went down his legs, back out and blew out his hands. So he had scars in his hands and a big chunk taken out of his head. He was never the same after that, but he was a good man, and meaning that it affected his health. But he was a good man, and so he had that electrical accident and was always told us be very careful around electricity. Get it turned off when you're working around it. Be very careful around electricity. He just recently died. He was a good man. Had 7 kids or something. Really a good man. But I really am glad that I'm glad that I walked up, asked him to help him, and he hired me for roofing, and then eventually I started roofing on my own. When he left town one day, didn't give us anything to do for a week or two, we went out and started doing our own thing, and I started my own roofing business, and I really enjoyed it. But I'm glad that he gave me that opportunity. He was a good man.